Hallo, herzlich willkommen bei Neues Miteinander TV im Gespräch. Heute geht es um ein Gespräch, das ich führen durfte vor über 10 Jahren mit John Virapen. Er war Pharma-Manager, Pharma-Aussteiger, Autor und Publizist. Sein Buch Nebenwirkung Tod wurde in über 18 Sprachen veröffentlicht. Er war hier vor 10 Jahren, 2012 war das, im April oder im März 2012, weil der pharmakritische Film I Won't Go Quietly hier gezeigt wurde im Kino Babylon. Ich hatte die schöne und sehr wertvolle Gelegenheit, mit ihm zu sprechen. Heute ist es leider nicht mehr möglich. John Virapen ist verstorben. Ich finde, viel zu früh. Er hatte Herzprobleme, genaueres weiß ich nicht. Es ist sehr bedauerlich. Aber damals, zu diesem wertvollen Gespräch, habe ich mein Audio laufen lassen und ich werde das nachher für euch hochladen. Hinweis: Dieses Gespräch stellt keine medizinische Beratung dar. Bei medizinischen Fragen wenden Sie sich an Ihren Experten, Ihre Expertin, Arzt, Fitnesstrainer, Ernährungsberaterin, Yogalehrerin, Heilpraktiker oder in manchen Fällen auch Apotheker Ihres Vertrauens.
Okay, well, that's the first question. Do you want to say anything about this HIV/AIDS hypothesis? We are here to watch the film I Won't Go Quietly, and it's very critical. They say it's not true. So this is something most of the people don't know or don't believe. It's something we have to discuss. Do you want to say anything about it? Is it true or not?
Anything connected with medicine and the medicine industry is a joke. It's rubbish. It's all a scam. From AIDS to diabetes.
Scam?
Yeah, scam is when
Okay.
they do things that tell you that this is good when in actual fact it's no good.
Okay.
Like the vaccines. Vaccines are scam. Why does, let me give you an example. Why does Bill Gates put money into genetically engineered to make money? Why are they bringing Bayer, Monsanto, and these food companies coming with genetically engineered food? You know, Germany is going to get genetically engineered kartoffel anytime now. Right.
So you say it's because of money.
Yeah.
There is this. What I read is that this ACT is a drug which was made for treatment for Krebs in the 70s.
Yeah.
Is it true? And then why do they use it for AIDS now?
Because it didn't work on cancer.
Okay.
And instead of throwing it away, they made up HIV and AIDS and they sell the drugs to them. Because it's very, very expensive. And the healthcare system pays for the pharma industry. There's something you should write about. In Germany, the pharma industry comes in this country and they put their own price together with the apotheke, put their own price on the drugs. There's no price control. And it's expensive, everything, even aspirin.
Is there any concurrence concerning this antiretrovirale therapy? Is it a monopole? Something only one provider offers?
Yeah, well, they have copies, but
they have copies. But they're
it's
still
all
expensive?
going to the same people, yeah.
Ah, okay. So they belong to each other.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the next question. Does this antiretrovirale therapy, it's
Yeah.
in German, yeah, this AIDS medicine,
Yeah.
does it help, or what does it do?
It, I don't know exactly. I've never penetrated these drugs. All I know is that you get serious side effects. And like many of these drugs, the antiviral therapy, the whole HIV panorama, these drugs kill you. They prolong your life. You know why they want to prolong your life?
Because of money?
Exactly. Why do you think they don't care about bringing a cure for anything? Why haven't they cured diabetes? Why didn't they cure cancer? There are cures from nature that the pharma industry knows about, but they locked it in a vault and they will never bring it out because you can't patent a tree. And they don't make enough money with that, so they have to chemicalize. That's why they chemicalize medicine.
We have rules about that. We have rules that we have to prove that a plant is healthy or something like that.
Who made those rules? The pharma industry is locking out natural medicine. That's why these idiots in Brussels came with the law that you can't mention medicine when you talk about natural remedies, because they say if you do that you have to then it means that the thing is a medicine, and to get a medicine registration to sell you have to do extensive clinical evaluation, and the clinical evaluation costs millions and millions of dollars. So nobody does it.
Somebody would have to pay millions of dollars in order to prove that a simple plant is making people healthy, and then will earn nothing.
Exactly.
This is why nobody does it.
Exactly.
So we have a problem here. Do you want to tell a little bit about your past? I mean, concerning this movie, I would ask, of course, at first, did you ever have to do with this medicine, this antiretrovirale therapy? Or
Me? No.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know.
I'm a diabetic, so I know about medicine. I've been trained in pharmacology, so I know about medicines in general. And working with the industry, I've seen what they do. I see how they manipulate clinical studies. I've seen how they suppress side effects. I've seen how I have paid researchers to say good things about the drugs.
How can you give us an example about the statistics thing? I mean, maybe. How can we imagine? There's so many statistics and things which are proven, and of course we believe it as people.
Yeah, well, I don't have that offhand. I know a few things, but I don't bank on it. But you can get all of it on the internet. It's all there. It's got reports about the people who take money, the senators in the government, the Arzneimittel people here, all of them. It's all there, but you got to know how to do the research to get this. The statistics are all there also. You know how many people, for example, the sales of SSRI drugs for depression in 2010 was over $100 billion.
They
America.
made Umsatz,
Yeah.
$100 billion.
And if you convert the money by dose, then you will know how many people you have.
Can you say this again? I didn't.
If you take the money divided by the dosage, then you will know how many patients.
Okay, yeah. Mm.
And look at the children. In 1994, 94,000 children in the Saxony area were treated with Ritalin and other psycho drugs. And of the prescriptions that were made, it was done by 60 doctors in the Saxony area. Now that in itself as a treatment is impossible unless these doctors were paid to prescribe prescriptions.
Made by means they did the...
They got paid.
Paid, okay.
There's one company, Novartis, for a few years ago. They came with a drug called Diovan. It's an ACE inhibitor for the patients with heart problems. And they were paying the doctors €50 for every prescription.
Okay.
So then the doctors, of course, they'll give it to you if you went to them and you don't have a heart thing, they'll give you Diovan.
So now I'm astonished because this means that we have small people like doctors who have their own praxis and who take part on this whole thing knowing what's going on.
Yeah.
Is this true?
Yeah.
So just in my naive view on the world, I thought it's somewhere maybe at WHO and
It's there too.
up there, and there's
It's there too.
decisions, and the poor doctors don't have any idea.
The vaccine department of the World Health Organization has executives who work for the pharma companies, GlaxoSmithKline, the vaccine company. They have their executives working in the World Health Organization.
Ah,
2 and 2 becomes 5.
so the next question would be: do you think the World Health Organization is independent?
They're a bunch of criminals.
Okay.
Put them all in jail. Try to find ordinary people who can make sensible decisions about your health. That's not going to be easy, but I mean, I could do it. I could help them because I'm an honest man. And
now to get an overview, just because we are in this world and I'm 33 years old, I put on TV and somebody tells me about WHO and some great Impfstoffe, and when did this start? I mean, did it always be like that?
It's always been going on because people have been listening blindly to what they tell us. Okay? The researchers, they get paid to tell you so and so. In actual fact, I'll give you an example. Write this name, Scott Rubin.
Scott Rubin.
R-E-U-B-E-N.
Scott Rubin.
Look him up on the internet. He's a top-ranking researcher at a top-ranking university in America. His specialty was pain.
Oh.
He was paid millions of dollars by the specific drug companies, one of them being Pfizer, to do and publish studies on certain drugs to show that it works on pain. He published 27 studies, and then one day he got caught.
Caught?
Yeah. Gefangen.
Oh, why that?
All the studies, he did them on a computer, and they were fake.
Okay.
So how can you trust any other ones?
Okay.
This is what is going on.
This is really dreist. I mean, this is not subtle. It is really like, this is too much.
Yeah.
I mean, plakativ. We should see this.
You know, the other thing that you should think about, because like you said, we're all naive.
Yeah.
And we are naive due to the fact that we believe too much. You take the politicians. When they're campaigning to get into Congress or Bundestag or whatever, oh, they're so nice. We will do this for you. We will lower your taxes. We will build better schools for your children. We will give you more Kindergeld, you know. And you believe him and you vote for him.
Mm-hmm.
And when he gets in there,
Mm-hmm.
who are you?
Mm-hmm.
They do as they want. For the money. The money, the money, the money.
Do they get money?
Sitting in Bundestag.
Pardon?
They're sitting in the Bundestag, they're ministers and whatever, of course they get money. The pharma companies come and pays one of them to legislate something, and they do it because if the ministers get caught doing something like bringing a new law that protects the pharma industry, and he gets caught, they are not prosecuted. You cannot prosecute them. They're immune to prosecution.
Oh. So how shall I just imagine? Do they just, the pharma guys call the ministers and they, let's have a glass of wine and talk, and then they make up a deal, or?
Yeah. When Schroeder was the chancellor, this is in a few years ago, he was coming, they were introducing a reform of the health system in Germany. And that reform would have meant that the drug companies would lose a lot of money.
Mm.
The chairman of the board of Lilly took a private jet, invited Schroeder to France, where they sat in some place and had a 5-star dinner. With expensive wines or whatever.
With what?
Expensive wine.
Yeah.
And I know that because the man used to be my boss. The week after, or 2 weeks later, the chairman of the board of Merck came over and did the same thing with Schroeder.
Another company.
Yeah. Then when they had the meeting in the Bundestag, they scrapped the program.
Whoa. So we have several different people in charge. Some in policy, some doctors, and the pharma bosses.
Anybody with a little bit of power.
have another subject which I think is very interesting. This is culture, because I grew up in the West and I learned this mechanistic worldview, my body to heal from outside. So if something is kaput, whatever, heart, stomach, somebody has to repair it. So, but I'm also ethnologist.
Yes.
And now I ask about different cultures because you know different cultures. So
Yes.
do you want to tell about the cultures you know?
Well, the
or
cultures,
about the approach,
there are many different cultures. Each ethnic group has its own culture. The Western world, you take America for example. America is built around many different cultures. Unfortunately, the white people of America don't consider the cultures of other people. Maybe a little bit in the food. You know, like for example the Muslims.
Like?
The Muslims.
Okay, yeah.
And they create this thing with terrorism. Not to say that the Muslims are, you know, the radical Muslims are a pain in the ass. But the cultures, you have to live in it to understand. In India, for example, which is the country that is where the beginning of civilization. Civilization is a bad word. What is civilization? Because you have warplanes and big submarines and things like that. That don't make you better than another place. India has a subtle type of, as you probably know, culture that is focused on the mind, the human, the people, how to make your life better, the religious aspects, the meditation, the yoga. Now all of them are jumping in yoga. So culture is how you want to accept it or not accept it.
I mean, maybe it will help us to compare the cultures, because as I understand the situation, we got stuck in this thing. There's pharma industry and our worldview, which is mechanistical, and our body, which
they have spent years indoctrinating. You know, I mean, these people don't do things because, oh, okay, here's something we're going to do now and what. It's carefully planned and implemented. And people today, and this is the problem I'm having, you know, like people saying, yes, I hear what you say, I like what you say, and then the next day they get a pain in their arm, they go to the doctor. There is no consistency in what people are saying. The only consistency you get is from what the powerhouses tell you.
The what tells you?
The power people.
The power, yeah.
Like politicians.
Yeah.
What they tell you. And you have to believe them because they have the power. They can crush you. They, you know, when you live in a environment like that is equal to a police state type thing. That's what we're living in right now.
So what would be the solution, or what would you
I
say people how to free themselves out of this?
That's difficult. That is difficult. If people start an uprising, they will close you down the next day. it will come with something else. And one of the ways I've thought about it, and I've told people now in a couple of speeches, stop taking medicines, shul medicine. You don't need that shit. So if everybody were to stop taking medicines and they don't buy, they won't get money.
Concerning chronische diseases? Chronic diseases, you mean?
All diseases. All diseases. The only thing that's acceptable is the practical physiological problems, like you get a hip replacement or a stent in your heart, or you know, a kidney transplant or something like that. But the rest, who needs the medicine? It's not doing anything for you anyway. It's killing you.
Chemical medicine.
Yes.
So this is where we can start. We just can take care about ourselves and be responsible.
Yeah. That's how I closed out in there.
You can
Take
say this
the
again?
responsibility yourself. Don't let other people be responsible for you or your children. You know? I mean, and then as we were saying before, the psychological approach is far better than the doctor just saying, okay, go home and get his prescription now. Do you know how it feels to tell a patient you have cancer and you will die?
It has an effect on this patient, hasn't it?
Devastating. But if you were to tell them, look, I've seen this thing, we have to work on it, but first you have to approach it from a positive way in your head. Then, and I know because my daughter has cancer. So, I don't know. The world is a wicked place.
Maybe we need a little bit geduld.
How long are you going to have geduld? You'll come back in your next life and say, oh, I have geduld.
Well, I don't know.
No, that's it's plain and straightforward.
No, I suggest to offer all the ways of healing. This means plants as medicine. This means psychology.
Last night, I was sitting on the sofa watching a sports game, and then suddenly she came and she killed a fly. And she said, oh, this fly is bothering you. I said, no, the fly is not bothering me. And she said, well, it's bothering me, and she killed the fly. I said, did you know you just took a life? Just like when they beat in the trees. When the state workers come every winter and spring and they cut the trees with saws and they trim them and this and what. It's like you going for a haircut. That is life. Trees are probably more sensible than human beings. It's just that they're in a level of their own. I hate because I've adopted trees and I love trees. They're my, it's life. I try, and I tell people if I see a kid hitting them with a stick, hey, what's wrong with you? Go and hit your mother or your father with a stick. Why you hit the tree?
Do you think maybe we should, if we begin to notice nature and respect nature and every kind of life,
the place
then
will
we
be
can...
a better place to live.
And then we can respect our bodies and stop taking chemicals?
Exactly. But the world has come to a position where, and I said this only this morning as an example, because of what they're doing with the children. And the parents don't take the responsibility, they leave it to others.
They leave it what?
They leave it to other people.
Okay.
Then for me, sex has become, children are side effects of sex.
When people don't care about their children.
Yeah. Unwanted.
Yeah.
You know, and then, sex, they've made it in many places a dirty thing, but it's probably the most beautiful thing that humans could ever live. But it's a waste of time. Abortion. Why you kill them little creatures because of your 5 minutes of fun? You know, there's no control. There's no sense of, who is this?
Nee. Nein.
Oder nicht Spitze?
Nein, danke.
Sitzt der Euro locker?
Nein, wir sind gerade mit dem Interview.
Ah,
Geht gerade nicht.
Oh, ich hab. Verzeihen Sie bitte.
So this brings me
I
back
think
to...
we need to go in because I've had a death threat.
We should leave, no? You mean?
Yeah, we should go somewhere more because they called and certainly...
I make this stop.
Ich kann aus meiner Erinnerung nur erzählen, was damals vorgefallen ist. Also wir saßen draußen in der Sonne an einem Biertisch, haben dieses Interview geführt. Mein Aufnahmegerät lag sichtbar auf dem Tisch. Und dann kam plötzlich jemand auf uns zu, der hat sich verhalten, man muss sagen, wie ein Verrückter. Also er war ziemlich hektisch, nicht berechenbar von seinem Auftreten her, hat uns bedrängt und mir oder uns, eher mir, zugeflüstert irgendetwas von einem Gedicht. Dann erst später, als ich 3-mal Nein gesagt habe, etwas von einer Spende und dann hat er sein eigenes Kleingeld auf den Tisch geknallt. So, das heißt, mein Gegenüber hat anfangs überhaupt nicht verstanden, wer das ist. Er hat ja gesagt, wer ist das? Und danach, als der weg war, hat schon Virapen das gesagt, was ihr jetzt alle gehört habt und mich gebeten, reinzugehen. Ich weiß nicht, wer das war. Ich weiß nicht, ob es ein Verrückter war und es ein Zufall war, dass mein Interviewpartner offenbar im Vorfeld eine Morddrohung bekommen hat und an dem Tag ein Verrückter auf uns zukam und uns massiv gestört hat und natürlich, wenn man sich da reinfühlt, ihn massiv erschreckt hat. So, jetzt ist John Virapen eine sehr starke Persönlichkeit. Er hat mir direkt gesagt, was los ist. Ich habe es in dieser Sekunde gar nicht verstanden. Ich konnte das so schnell nicht umsetzen. Ich begriff nur, er will abbrechen. Wir sind aufgestanden und dann hat er es mir nochmal gesagt. Dann habe ich es erst rein sprachlich verstanden. Den Bezugsrahmen, den notwendigen, hatte ich nicht. Es schien mir ich konnte es nicht wirklich zuordnen, aber ich habe ihm natürlich geglaubt und wir sind reingegangen. Wenn jetzt der Experte jemand ist, der keine so, ich sag mal, mutige Persönlichkeit ist und mir das nicht sagt, weil er vielleicht glaubt, die Journalistin wird das eh nicht glauben, die denkt dann, ich spinne, also behalte ich es für mich, dann hätten wir folgendes Szenario. Ich als Journalistin erlebe ein Interview, jemand stört, es wird eben abgebrochen, weil vielleicht mein Gegenüber ein bisschen launisch ist und die kleine Störung schon reicht, um ihn rauszubringen, ich erfahre es nicht und er behält es für sich. Dann aber würde es überhaupt niemand erfahren. Was tatsächlich ablief, er hat einfach gesagt, was in ihm vorgeht. Ich weiß nicht, ob es Zufall war oder nicht, dass jemand in dem Moment massiv gestört hat und sich völlig verrückt verhalten hat, aber ich weiß, was in ihm vorgeht und ich kann es euch jetzt abspielen, damit ihr es alle wisst. Das war vor 10 Jahren. So, wir haben uns ja schon dahingehend weiterentwickelt, dass viele, viele Dinge aufgeflogen sind inzwischen. John Virapen hat eine sehr mutige, sehr wertvolle Aufklärungsarbeit gemacht, eine Pionierarbeit. Natürlich wäre es sehr, sehr wertvoll, heute mit John Virapen über all das zu sprechen, was wir in den letzten 3 Jahren erlebt haben. Ich sehe es so, wir werden immer mehr. Wenn wir mehr werden, die sagen, was schief läuft, was sie selber am Arbeitsplatz erleben, was uns selber passiert ist, widerfahren ist, was wir selber überblicken können, was nicht gut läuft, was nicht richtig läuft. Wenn wir immer mehr werden, dann sind diejenigen, die vorangehen, nicht mehr so exponiert. Es ist auch nicht mehr so gefährlich, sondern es wird einfach immer klarer und immer deutlicher, was schief läuft, welche Strukturen zutiefst korrupt sind, welche Strukturen nicht dem Gemeinwohl dienen, sondern einigen wenigen und was sich ganz dringend ändern muss. Und es wird immer einfacher, darüber zu sprechen. Und da geht's hin und da soll es hingehen. Und in diesem Sinne ist es wirklich mein tiefer Wunsch, lass uns mutig sein, lass uns aussprechen, was wir wissen. Und wenn es etwas Wichtiges zu tun gibt, dann lass es uns tun. Der beste Zeitpunkt ist jetzt. Vielen Dank für euer Interesse. Bis zum nächsten Mal. Ciao.